under the committee reports on the agenda that we remove action item B, Dewberry FCA pilot report, and under instructional services, informational item, that we remove item K, which is the revised policy 6402/9125, participation by minority businesses, first read. And we add item M, remote instruction, on the second page under the letter L. And under instructional services, informational items, that we add under the action items, revised traditional calendar, revised restart calendar, revised early college calendar to the January 27th, 2025 agenda for tonight's meeting.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Powell and seconded by Mr. Breen that we amend the agenda for tonight's meeting. All in favor of?
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we removing item K, revised policy 6402/9125, or are we asking that the language be amended in that particular policy?
We're asking that one be removed, because if we don't amend the language, then it stays the same.
So then that will come back to us as a first read at the next meeting.
It won't come back to us.
It won't come back to us.
All right. Any discussion?
I do have one to add, also to add M, remote instruction. I left that out. Did I put that in?
No, you did.
Okay.
You did put that in.
Okay, I want to make sure. Thank you. There's so much going on right then.
All right, anything else?
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries unanimously. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mr. Kyle.
Everybody stand. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join us for a moment of silence. Thank you.
All right. Let's see, next on the agenda, we have the approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair,
Dr. Fitch?
I move that the minutes of December 9th, 2024, the regular board meeting, be approved.
Second.
All right, so we have, Dr. Fitch has moved that we approve the minutes, and Mrs. Powell has seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay. Motion carries unanimously. All right. Special presentation to the board.
Call me Miss Jenny Hayes.
Ms. Jenny Hayes.
If you recognize Miss Jenny Hayes, come to
All right. Ms. Jenny Hayes, would you please come forward?
Principal of Bentonville High School.
Principal at Bentonville High School.
Good evening, board members. My name is Jenny Hayes, and I have the privilege of serving as the principal of Bentonville High School. I'm also honored to represent our district as the 2024-2025 Wilson County Schools Principal of the Year. Tonight, I'm here not only as a principal, but also as a proud member of the Wilson County Schools family to celebrate you during Board of Education Appreciation Month. On behalf of every student, teacher, staff member, and family in our district, I want to express our deepest gratitude for all that you do. Being a board member is a tremendous responsibility, one that often goes unnoticed, that is felt in every classroom, every hallway, and every home. You are the champions of more than 10,000 students, each with unique needs, dreams, and challenges. Every decision you make is guided by one unwavering focus: what is best for our students. That is no small task, and your dedication does not go unappreciated. To our new board members, I want to personally welcome you. Your voices and your perspectives are so important, and I look forward to the incredible work we will accomplish together under your leadership. Tonight, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on some of the remarkable achievements of that our district has accomplished under your guidance over the past year. First, we celebrated the graduation of 694 seniors in 2024, with an astounding $4.4 million in scholarship awarded. Those numbers represent dreams realized and futures made brighter. Our district achieved its highest state ranking ever. Now we're 37th out of 115 school districts. Just a few years ago, we were 89th. This achievement is a testament to the dedication of our educators and your commitment to excellence. We saw 19 schools meet or exceed growth, including every single high school. That is a milestone we can all take pride in. The ribbon cuttings of the Wilson area school-based health centers at Darden and Beddingfield provided much-needed resources to ensure our students' health and well-being. Rock Ridge Elementary was named a 2024 National Blue Ribbon School, one of only 5 public schools in North Carolina and only one of 356 in the nation. This is a testament to the extraordinary work happening in our classrooms every single day. You preserved and celebrated the legacy of Jimmy Tillman. You preserved and celebrated the legacy of Jimmy Tillman by naming the Fike High School Athletic Complex in his honor, ensuring his contributions will be remembered for generations. Thanks to your vision, all students now receive breakfast and lunch at no cost through CEP or Universal Meals, easing the burden on families and ensuring every child is ready to learn. You nominated Hubert Vester Auto Group for the Champion of Education Award through the North Carolina School Boards Association, and the Vester Auto Group won the award. And perhaps most poignantly, your quick and thoughtful actions following the tornado at Springfield Middle School ensured minimal disruption for students and staff during an incredibly challenging time. Personally, I want to thank you for the renovations and upgrades you approved, including those at Beddingfield. From replacing our HVAC system to moving the wash center into the main building and adding a game art design space, along with a state-of-the-art culinary art space that is in the making now, these changes reflect the district's investments in our students' futures. As someone who has spent the majority of my life in Wilson County schools, as both a student and as an educator, I can say with certainty that this board's commitment to ensuring every student receives what they need to succeed is nothing short of extraordinary. Your leadership paves the way for our schools to thrive, and your service is a gift to this community. Tonight, I come not only to thank you, but to also remind you that your work matters. It impacts lives in ways that are immeasurable. To show our appreciation, I'd like to present you with some goodies from the Culinary Arts Program at Beddingfield, as well as some handwritten thank you notes from some of our students. These are just small tokens that come from a deep place of gratitude. Thank you again for your dedication, your leadership, and your unwavering belief in the potential of every single child in Wilson County Schools. And happy Board of Education Appreciation Month.
Thank you, Ms. Hayes.
Hold on.
And I think y'all had some cake from.
We did, it was excellent, we did.
Thank you.
Thank you. Throw me a bone, there you go.
Thank you.
I was gonna steal Blake's.
Oh, yeah. Good show.
Mm, Not today.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you,
Hayes.
Ms. Hayes.
All right. Next on the agenda, we have the good news presentations. Dr. Mills.
Who's
Mr.
this?
Kyle.
Mr. Kyle, have with me? Mr. Kyle, who's right there? Board members, audience members, we've got several recognitions tonight, and at this time, I'd like to ask some really special artists to come forward, if I could, and be recognized. These are the 2024 Wilson County Schools Christmas Card Design Contest winners. So I'm going to ask if they'll come forward and hang out with us for a little bit. Elise Blaylock from Rock Ridge Elementary. Please come forward and stay, hang out with us now. Can't run back. So if you'll kind of fill in right here. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Ashley Aguiar Villanueva from Gardner's Elementary. Ashley. Love Barnes from Stantonburg. I'm so glad to see y'all. And Janila Davis from Barnes. Now, what they're holding is a framed copy of the Christmas cards they designed for the school system. I really wanted to keep them, so they're very glad you got them hidden from me. For the past several years, we've held a contest, or I've held a contest for elementary students to design the Christmas cards that I send to colleagues in school systems in Wilson across the state. And selecting the winners is always one of the hardest things that I do because the students have really great designs. This year, I have to tell you, I selected 4 out of the 39 submissions. I just didn't want to pick and cut it down to 2 or 1. So I told Ms. Lynch, I said, can I just pick 4? So I bullied her into, I asked her to just do 4. So I am so proud of the work these students did in their creativity and their attention to detail. They really are masterful. We framed the Christmas cards featuring their artwork, and we also gave the original artwork back to them. And they've got a Good News Award certificate and a $25 Walmart gift card for each of them for winning the contest. And students, I really want to thank you for sharing your artistic talent with us. The cards were mailed out before Christmas, and they put everyone in the holiday spirit. In fact, we love having them out, kind of making the choices. But I also want to thank the art teachers for supporting the contest and for everything they do in their roles, because this is an extra task for people to have to do. So I'm not sure if all the art teachers are here tonight, but please stay in if I say your name, because I know they have a lot to do with us getting all such quality work. And it really is hard to choose. And my whole family gets into it, and I wouldn't even let them look at them this year when they did it. So it was all me. So Miss Richardson from Rock Ridge. Thank you. Miss Neal from Gardner's and Barnes. Yes. So, and Mr. Johnson from Stantonburg. Thank y'all for doing that. It is one of the truly simple but grand pleasures of being part of the school system, and for me as superintendent to see the artwork and participate every year and to send those out representing the school system. A lot of school systems now send electronic cards, and I just don't like that. I think there's something to be said for taking the time to do this, and your artwork is phenomenal. It is beautiful. Is worthy of being in a store. So we also have some family members and school staff in the audience that I'd like to acknowledge. So if you're part of Elise's family or here from Rock Ridge, if you raise your hand, or we're glad to see you. I see Miss Chilton back there. If you're with Ashley, oh, that's great. With Love, Janila, Y'all brought everybody in for these families tonight. I really want to thank you. So now let's do a photo. And please, if you get a chance, when y'all sit back down, please take a look at their artwork. It is phenomenal. It was worthy of framing. So thank you, students, again. Please keep up the work. I'll take anything you want to send in my office and send out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Congratulations. Yeah, show them, man. Those things are bad.
All right, y'all look right here.
Anybody else need pictures? Get them now, because once we let them go, they're going to run. We good? Thank you, ladies. Congratulations. That's beautiful. And now, board members, audience members, I'd like to recognize the 2024 Congressional App Challenge winners. So I'd like to ask that Lydia and Bethany Denton, sisters who attend the Wilson Early College Academy, if they would come forward. Ladies. Lydia is a junior and Bethany is a freshman. And they are winners of the 2024 Congressional App Challenge for our congressional district through the office of Congressman Don Davis. This is pretty cool stuff. The sisters created an app called Bites Bento that helps people with diabetes better manage their blood sugar levels. The app connects to a special bento box with 3 compartments. I think I'll need a few more compartments. Food in each compartment can be weighed before and after eating, and the app calculates the nutritional information of the food that was consumed. This enables the user to more accurately dose insulin to account for the carbohydrates in the meal. And the app was inspired by one of their friends who has diabetes and was struggling to maintain their blood sugar levels. The Congressional App Challenge is an official initiative of the U.S. House of Representatives where members of Congress host contests in their districts for middle and high school students, encouraging them to learn code and inspiring them to pursue careers in computer science. This year's challenge set new records with 382 members of the House of Representatives hosting competitions. We have our 2 winners here. In total, 12,682 students from across the country participated. These talented students submitted original applications showcasing their creativity, passion for tech, and limitless potential of the next generation of innovators. We are incredibly proud that Lydia and Bethany were chosen as winners for our district. Congressman Davis visited them at WEC on January 17th and presented them with certificates of special congressional recognition for their achievement. He also mentioned them on the House floor during Computer Science and Education Week. We also have a special guest with us tonight. I saw Dr. Woodson from Community College and Ms. Lewis, the principal of the Early College, but Ms. Buggs from Congressman Davis's office. She would like to make a special presentation at this time as well. And if she'll come up here, I'll step aside and get out of the way.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Briasha Buggs, and I count it a pleasure to stand before you on behalf of the office of Congressman Don Davis. We are so elated to honor you young ladies on today. We truly believe that we have the best and brightest in our district, and you are truly a depiction of just that. So thank you so much for just being you. I would like to read that congressional record that the gentleman before me mentioned, and it reads as follows. Please, for the time being, just imagine that I'm Congressman Davis. Mr. Davis of North Carolina. Mr. Speaker, I rise to celebrate our 2024 Congressional App Challenge winners during the Computer Science Education Week. Lydia Denton, an 11th grader, and Bethany Denton, a 9th grader from Wilson Early College Academy, were inspired to create Bites Bento Box after seeing a friend with diabetes struggle to track blood sugar and accurately dose insulin levels. The Bites Bento app pairs with a hardware bento box with an app to dynamically calculate the macros consumed in food. Using the bento box to get the most accurate information, the user can weigh food before and after eating. Our winners, who are also sisters, demonstrated great application and innovation. Congratulations to both Lydia and Bethany on this fantastic accomplishment. Thank you. Don Davis.
Congratulations again. It's a great recognition. Board members, that's all we had for tonight. I know, I was waiting for you. These are beautiful cards. Those cards are beautiful every year. I love picking those.
I was looking forward to seeing them.
Oh, that one. Do more pictures, good. Yeah, okay.
All right, as soon as that door shuts.
That'd be good.
So,
It'd be good.
all right. So next item on our agenda is Chairman's Report. And I have a pretty brief report tonight. I just wanted to say that I hope everybody had a safe and happy group of holidays. Hope that everybody enjoyed the snow day that we just had, or two. I'd like to point out that it is Braille Literacy Awareness Month, and this is to raise awareness and the importance of Braille for people that are visually impaired and blind. January 4th is the birthday of Louis Braille, the inventor of the code. I'd also like to point out that Martin Luther King Day was January 20th. And lastly, I'd like to congratulate Sylvia Williams, one of our teachers at Jones Elementary, for being recognized as Teacher of the Week for WREL. And that's all I've got from my report. So I will pass it over to Dr. Mills for the superintendent report.
Mr. Chairman, board members, audience members, I would second the fact that it was nice to have the holiday break and time with family and friends. Snow was a little bit off with timing. It would have been nice to have been a little bit earlier, but it did come and go quickly, thankfully, because the second semester is upon us, and it will go very fast from here on out. As those of you who have done this a time or two before, the spring semester tends to be a quick one, so we need all the time we've got, and so I'm glad to see us back in school. I would like to echo what Ms. Hayes from Bettyfield said on behalf of principals and administrators in the school system, to thank the board for their service to students and staff in the community. It is a large responsibility, and I know I speak for our staff and others for for your commitment and thanking you for the work that you do that's seen and unseen. And I am very thankful to be able to work at your service and beside you here in Wilson for our students. And we're very appreciative of the support and the work that gets done. And I don't know that anybody and everybody can say that every day, but we are truly thankful for being able to work alongside on the issues that we have, and get bags of snacks on top of it. That's kind of tough to beat. So you have lots of support and lots of people that care, and so we've got plenty to do this semester. So congratulations on Board Appreciation Month. The appreciation comes once a month, but the work comes 12. So just enjoy the snacks while you can. That's all. That'd be my little public service announcement. Finally, I'd remind families about completing the 24-25 parent survey. We definitely want parents' feedback about student school. It's online and can be found on our district and social media websites. And the deadline is coming right up on the 31st. Okay, so please take time to do that. And Mr. Chair, that's all I had.
All right, thank you for that.
Mr. Chair, before we move
Yes,
forward,
ma'am.
we have at our places the WEP spelling bee. Are we gonna have a team this year?
We are, and I thank you for pointing that out. Ms. Horson said something to me about it before we walked in here, and I completely had a lapse. So, we have a table for 4 at the WEP spelling bee, and
You're not gonna be spelling.
so what?
You're not gonna be spelling.
Well, spelling and
You'll be
trivia,
buying.
but we need a group of 4
We do.
that would be willing to volunteer to help us win. Try to win anyways.
Try.
I'll volunteer, I'll be one.
All right. You got Dr. Fitch. And I'll go myself.
The spelling bee for those keeping score at home is March 13th, 6 o'clock at Hunt High School's gym.
Anybody else? Mr. Kyle?
If you take off the have to win part,
Yeah. I'd take those expectations way down.
Well, I mean,
Way
yeah,
down.
we've got to be competitive.
There's the trivia. You might be able to
well,
survive some
until
of the
the wallet
trivia.
runs out.
It's a fun time. Good call.
All right, so then we've got a table with 4. Awesome.
And I'll be glad to contribute.
All right.
Oh, how?
We will
Yeah.
take it.
I know, yes.
What? Stepped right up there, didn't
I'm
you,
in
Miss
for
Powell?
that one, okay.
Venmo or Cash App?
Yeah, he's gonna need it.
All right. Thank you for pointing that out. Next on the agenda is public input. Each person is granted 3 minutes for his and her presentation. This portion of the meeting is for the board to hear matters of interest to the public. However, obscene or vulgar statements, personal attacks, and statements reasonably perceived to be disruptive or imminently threatening to the orderly operation of the meeting shall not be permitted. We've only got one signed up, and that is Dr. Bayo.
Hello, folks.
Dr. Bayo.
Ever since the November school board meeting, I've been searching for its broadcast. It is not located with the broadcast of the other meetings. I found October and December, but not November. Can you please help me locate it? With respect to my questions from the November meeting about the books Forever, Sold, Crank, and Tricks, I have shared them along with your responses, specifically addressing school board policies 3200 and 3210 on the Moms for Liberty, Wilson County, North Carolina Facebook. One critical issue regarding policy 3200, specifically section B1B, which states, quote, "The objectives for selection and supplementary resources are as follows: to provide resources that will stimulate growth in factual knowledge, literary appreciation, aesthetic values, and ethical standards, end quote. My question again is, how do books of this nature meet these standards? Unfortunately, in your answer, you neglected to address the issue of how these books stimulate growth in ethical standards. I ask you, what ethical standards do you apply to legitimize these books? From what I understand, in order to legitimize these books, they must meet the following criteria of ethical standards. They must promote honesty, integrity, respect, empathy, accountability, fairness, and the well-being of the readers. These standards help evaluate the content and messaging of the books, ensuring they promote positive moral values and encourage readers to reflect on their own ethical beliefs and actions. By fostering a critical dialogue about morality and ethics, the books can stimulate growth in ethical awareness and understanding among readers. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems to me that these books, along with others of similar themes in your school libraries, do not fully align with the policy you have established. I humbly request that you reconsider the legitimacy of these books based on the school policies. Thank you for your time and consideration on this matter.
Thank you, Dr. Veo. Board members?
I'd like administration to respond.
All right. Administration to respond. Everybody in agreement?
Yep.
All right. Administration? What sheet? Yeah, sure will. Thank you. All right. So moving forward, we're going into our committee reports. And first on the list is Administrative Services. Mr. Breen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The first information item we have is the Wilson County Schools Disposal of Surplus Property Report. That's a very brief report. We sold 11 vehicles totaling $12,705. Those vehicles were from the year 1989 through 2003. Most of them were all super high mileage, aged out, and had bad engines. That $12,705 will go back into the Wilson County Schools cost. Turning to our action items, we have 2 contracts for approval. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve a contract with Berry Building Group for design and construction services for the building, for the Bedingfield High School culinary arts classroom in the amount of $99,000.
Second.
All right. One second. So there's been a motion made by Mr. Breen and seconded by Dr. Fitch to approve a contract by Berry Building Group to design and build the Bedingfield High School Culinary Arts Classroom for $99,000. Is there any discussion?
I think that's the pre-construction services, but not necessarily the final cost.
Yes, pre-construction services. All right. Any other discussion? All right. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Brown.
The next contract that we have is with Barnhill Contracting. This is for the design and reconstruction for Springfield Middle School, specifically the wings that were damaged. Just before I make the motion, contained within that contract are some certain milestones that are laid out. Essentially, pre-construction will start as soon as we get the contract approved, and continue all the way through the end of school. As soon as the kids are out of the building, construction is set to begin. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, as long as no hiccups occur, we should have kids back in that wing by the first day of the spring semester for 2026. The cost that's reflected in the current contract amount may not be the total cost, depending on any kind of upfits and upgrades that are required to make the building up to the current code specifications. But I've been assured that those projected upfit costs, if they are required, will be covered by remaining insurance proceeds. Having said all that, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve a contract with Barnhill Contracting to design and reconstruct the Springfield Middle School damaged wings, pending approval of that contract from the North Carolina Department of Insurance in the amount of $5,947,628.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen and seconded by Mr. Batts that we approve a contract with Barnhill Contracting to design and reconstruct the Springfield Middle School damaged wings, pending Department of Insurance approval for $5,947,628. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. All right. And that concludes your report. Mr. Green?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Next on our agenda, we are going to Instructional Services Committee with Ms. Boyette.
Thank you, Mr. Borkin. Our agenda is not quite that brief. First of all, we have the information items, and it begins with our summer program for 2025. It will be called Racing to Success. And just as soon as I put my hands on it, we'll find out some details on it. Okay, here we go. The program will, part of the program, the Read to Achieve scholars will be for K through 3 students. It's for the third graders who didn't meet the requirements according to General Statute 115C 83, 1 through 10, and they are required to attend the summer reading camp. They will have the opportunity to demonstrate reading proficiency near the end of the camp. Students in K through 2 who did not meet the year goals are invited to attend and not required. It happens July 7th through July the 24th for 12 days, Monday through Thursday, for a total of 72 hours. It'll be held at Vincent Bynum, Wales, and Vic. It's being paid for with funds from PRC 16, Title I, and Title IV. Our next Summer Scholars Program is for 4th and 5th graders, and they will be invited, once again, not required to attend by their base school. It's based on the district's criteria, and they receive instruction in reading and math. The dates are the same, July 7th through the 24th, 12 days, 72 hours. And it's also going to be held at the same place, Vincent Bynum, Wales, and Vic. Following that, we have a summer session for students in grades 6 through 8. They will be invited by their base school based on the district's criteria, and they will be engaged in project-based learning that focuses on priority standards for math and integrates high interest in reading. The dates are the same, July the 7th through July the 24th, 12 days, Monday through Thursday for 72 hours. The difference is this one's going to be at Forest Hills. To introduce our middle schoolers, 6th through 8th, to our career pathways in CTE, we're going to have the Summer Accelerator Program. There'll be 2 sessions. The first session will be about 3 of the pathways, and the second session will be about the other 3. So we'll do a introduction to all 6 career pathways, depending on what your interest is. All students that attend will have the opportunity to meet with local industry leaders and make field trips to local businesses. So this is really something to stimulate the career technical education program pathways. Following that, we have the Summer Scholars Program. This is for high school students who will be able to recover 1 credit towards promotion and graduation. The students earning credits may be eligible for summer graduation. The dates are July the 7th through the 17th, and it's going to be held at Hunt. One thing I wanted to point out on this, last year, the students were eligible, they could get 2 credits. Unfortunately, our funds have reached the end of the carryover, and we're running out, so this year RBA do have enough funding to pay for it this year to recover 1 credit, but unless we get some additional state, federal funds or something, this is something that we might not be able to continue. Another event this summer will be the Migrant Education Program 1-week camp that culminates with a field trip. This is at no cost to us because it is funded by DPI, and it's going to be held at Vincent Bynum. District C, this is something, and we're in our 3rd year, offers students an opportunity to assist a local business with solving an industry issue. You've probably seen something about this in the Wilson Times or in some article last year. Student groups facilitated by District C trained instructor collaborate with a local industry to learn more about the issue and then collaboratively design a solution that will be shared with the industry at the end of the session. And I think we've had some very creative solutions in the first 2 years. The locations will be given once the topics are designed and selected and the number of students. Teachers will have the opportunity to learn about these sessions on February the 4th through a Google Meets session. And then if interested, and we hope a lot of them will be, they will be able to apply to teach one of these sessions due the 16th, and then they will know by March the 28th if they were selected. So we do encourage teachers and students to be involved in this summer session. Okay, next come the contracts requiring board notification. We have 3 Amerigis Healthcare Staffing Incorporating for one-on-one staff for students with disabilities, a contract not to exceed $80,000. A second contract with AMN Healthcare Incorporated for one-on-one staff for students with disabilities not to exceed $80,000. And a third, Focal Point Medical Staffing for one-on-one nursing for students with disabilities, and again, not to exceed $80,000. Our next section, we had revised policies for our first reading that will go on, several that will go on, and one that will be with revisions. Revised policy 3226, 4205, internet safety. Revised policy 3440, recognizing excellence. Revised policy 4320, tobacco products, students. Revised policy 5022, registered sex offenders. Revised policy 5026, 7250, smoking and tobacco products. There were some revisions with that one. Draft policy 5150, reporting to external agencies. Revised policy 6120, student health services. And revised policy 6140, student wellness. They'll all move on for second reading, and if I'm saying something wrong, would you please? Okay, thank you. All right. I believe that brings us to, oh, I left out revised policy 8305, federal grant administration, so that will join the others. The last thing on the information items involves remote instruction, weather events, and we asked staff to give us some thoughts and where Wilson County is on this matter, and it was in response to some of the counties around us were doing remote, or the television would say remote instruction during our recent weather days, and so I got some questions on that. And after our staff presented to us and discussion among the board, we all agree that face-to-face instruction is very much better than any type of other instruction. We do have a remote learning plan on file with the state if we would ever need it, but we have been using our banked time to make up for the time that was missed when we were not in school. And bank time was we had extra hours built in the school year. We have one more day, if necessary, to rely on in the bank, but if some weather conditions or something were to happen, we would proceed in this way. We could look at adding hours to a school day, minutes to a school day. We could look at adding days to the school year. We could look at turning work days into student days. We could look at alternates that would also be in remote instruction, like packets to go on, but that would be a last resort that we would only look at if we had examined other areas, because we discovered during COVID that it is very challenging for some of our students to get online with computers and with parents having to work. So all in all, we will proceed with the plan that remote instruction, while we have it on a file, that will be our last resort after we've exhausted the other alternatives. Okay, let's see. Now, I think we're moving into the action items. And thank you for bearing with me on this night when I'm a little nervous, and boy, do we have a packed agenda. Okay. The first item requiring action is for the Proficiency Summer School for 2025. The administration presented to us a plan for this program, and the Instructional Services Committee recommends that we approve the Proficiency Summer School 2025 plan.
Is that a motion?
I move.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, you're perfect. All right, so there, Ms. Boyette has made the motion, and it was seconded by Mr. Breen, that we approve the Proficiency Summer School 2025 program. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Our next action item is a contract requiring board approval. It is with Sunbelt for contract EC positions not to exceed $150,000. So on behalf of the Instructional Services Committee, I move that we approve this contract with Sunbelt.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Boyette and seconded by Ms. Powell that we approve the contract with Sunbelt to contract EC positions not to exceed $150,000. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, unanimous.
Our next action item is looking at the calendar for the early college for next school year, 2025-26. We approved the other ones earlier in the year, but this one just came through because we had to collaborate with the early college and make sure everything matched up. So on behalf of the Instructional Services Committee, I move that we accept the proposed 2025-26 early college calendar as submitted by administration.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Boyette, seconded by Mr. Breen, that we adopt the proposed 2025-2026 early college calendar. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, unanimous.
Our next action item reflects our need to revise our calendars because of the days that we were out. The first one is the revised traditional calendar, and it takes the Tuesday and Wednesday, January 22nd and 23rd, that we missed, uses bank days to cover that time, changes it to a non-day, am I saying that correctly? A non-day, and then adds optional teacher work days on June the 12th and 13th for staff. So on behalf of the Instructional Services Committee, I move that we accept the revised 24-25 traditional calendar.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Boyette, seconded by Mr. Breen and Ms. Powell, that we adopt the revised 2024-2025 traditional calendar. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes unanimously.
The next one is the revised 2024-25 restart calendar. On behalf of the Instructional Services Committee, the changes are basically the same, not making those days we missed non-days. I move that we approve this revised 24-25 restart calendar on behalf of the Instructional Services.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Ms. Boyette, seconded by Mr. Breen, that we adopt the revised 2024-2025 restart calendar. Is there any discussion? All in favor? All opposed?
And their double duty tonight, I recommend on behalf of the Instructional Services Committee that we also approve the revised 24-25 early college calendar to reflect the days that we were out on January 22nd and 23rd.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Ms. Boyette, seconded by Mr. Breen, that we adopt the revised 2024-2025 early college calendar. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Carries unanimous.
Okay, now let's see if I can get this. Take a deep breath and figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, now there's one, the next items are revised policies, second reading, and we're going to take them in a group except for one.
Except for 2302.
Okay, except for 2302, remote participation in board meetings. That will be acted upon separately. Okay, so on behalf of Instructional Services Committee, I move that we approve revised policy 1310, 4002, parental involvement, revised policy 3225, 4312-7320, technology responsible use, revised policy 3227-7322, web page development, revised policy 3410, testing and assessment program, revised policy 3420, student promotion and accountability, on second reading.
Second.
All right. It has been moved by Ms. Boyette, seconded by Mr. Breen and by Ms. Powell, that we approve revised policy 1310-4002, parental involvement, revised policy 3225-4312-7320, technology responsible use, revised policy 3227-7322, web page development, revised policy 3410, testing and assessment program, and revised policy 3420, student promotion and accountability. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, unanimous.
Okay, and the policy that I did not act, that we did not act on was revised policy 2302. So I move that we approve revised policy 2302, remote participation in board meetings with the corrections that were made today.
Second.
We have, okay,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead, no, that's good.
So,
You want to add pending legal review?
yeah, you want to add pending?
Okay, pending legal review.
Second.
All right. It's been moved by Ms. Boyette, seconded by Mr. Breen, that we approve revised policy 2302, remote participation in board meetings, with corrections pending legal review. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
And last but not least, on behalf of the Instructional Services Committee, I move that we repeal policy 2671, appointment of Wilson Technical Community College trustees, because we no longer appoint this, any trustees.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Ms. Boyette, seconded by Ms. Powell, that we repeal policy 2671, appointment of Wilson Technical Community College trustees. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The motion carries unanimously.
That completes my report.
All right. And now we're going to look to Ms. Powell.
I move that the Wilson County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 6, and 115C-319 through 321, to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, A1, and North Carolina General Statute 115C-402, and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20, United States Code 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Powell and seconded by Ms. Boyette that the Wilkes County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 6, and 115C-319 through 321, to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and North Carolina General Statute 115C-402 and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20 USC 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously, and we are in closed session.